We're coming close to an all-new Rav4. The current generation, the 5th generation, was launched in late 2018. And now that the new Camry is coming out, the Rav4 is right on its heels with its announcement. Today, we're going to talk about everything that I'm hearing and expecting from the all-new 6th generation 2026 Toyota Rav4 crossover. Guys, if you're excited for the new Rav4, smash the like button and let me know down below, what are you most wanting out of the next generation Rav4? Let's get right into it. Actually, there's been no concrete information about the Rav4's design. Now, I have heard that it is going to be radical. Which approach will it take is one of two ways. Some of them are expecting it to look like a baby J250 Land Cruiser. Don't think that's going to happen, even though it would be amazing. Some of them are expecting it to go the complete opposite end and kind of feature that hammerhead design that we see on the new Camry, the new Prius, the new Crowns. Here's what I think is going to happen. Here we have the current Rav4 Prime. And, well, actually, this is the pre-refresh Rav4 Prime because the headlights are the older style, but pretty much everything else is the same on it. Here's what I think is going to happen is that when Toyota came out with this 5th generation Rav4, it was a huge leap design-wise. It went from kind of a grandma city crossover. I actually really like the design. I actually like the design of the 4th gen over this new 5th gen, but they took a step from conservative city crossover to this more rugged, more macho, more Toyota pickup front end. The front end of this is very similar to the 4Runner. It is very similar to the Tacoma. And I think Toyota is going to double down here and make this even more off-roady. Is it going to look like the new Land Cruiser? Maybe not. But if they decide to make it boxy looking like this thing, I mean, this one's pretty ugly. This one right here, which essentially just looks like a shrunken down Land Cruiser, if they decide to do that, it's going to sell like I mean, it's already the best-selling vehicle in North America, but if they give it Land Cruiser styling, and I know it's not going to have Land Cruiser functionality with its all-wheel drive system. We'll talk about powertrains a little bit, but if it can look this good, look at the shot Santa Fe is taking from Hyundai. Look at that. Look at what they did. Went from this generic Rav4 looking, or should I say 4th gen Rav4 looking soft design to this boxy off-roading design. I think Toyota is going to go the same route as the Santa Fe has and go big with the styling, make it more boxy, make it more rugged if that's even possible. But this is what I'm looking for with that rugged nature, and that's what I'm hoping for. Don't expect it to go the hammerhead design style that we see on the Camry, the Crowns, etc. And now that we have the Crown Signia coming out, to me it only makes sense that they differentiate the styling even more. And with the possibility of the Crown Sport potentially coming in the next year or two as well, they need to make the Rav4 look extremely different from the Signia and Crown Sport to make it stand on its own. All right, here we're looking at the interior of the current Rav4. It's extraordinarily functional. It's a bit basic. Materials are so-so. I want to see the continuation of this sort of climate control. I don't want touch feedback or touch capacitive buttons in any regard. Keep these physical buttons, keep the shifter, even though it is going to be hybrid. We'll talk about the powertrain, but I think we're still going to have a real shifter here like the Camry hybrid just came out with. So I don't think they really need to change the design of the interior. Maybe give us more color combinations, a little bit more pizzazz, a little bit better materials here and there, but this is already a winning formula, and I don't expect them to change it a whole lot. In terms of screens, we'll probably have a 10 to 12 inch screen up top, a 12 inch digital screen optional, 7 inch standard, just like the new Camry as well. You'll have the next generation head-up displays in here, like we see in the new Camry too. They'll keep the volume knob. That isn't going anywhere. With the exterior and interior, until we actually see it or get like really accurate renderings from Japan, which I don't think we will since the Rav4 is mainly a North American product, we probably won't know until this vehicle is revealed what it's going to look like on the outside or the inside. So let's talk about the platform of the RAV4? Well, I think it's going to be more modified than the Camry's platform. So the Camry just got the redesign. It's coming out this spring, right? But it looks like a carbon copy of the current Camry. They are not changing really anything about the vehicle except for the technology on the inside, the revised interior, and a couple bumper differences. So it's pretty much the same vehicle underneath with a more up-to-date hybrid system. Toyota with this, it is going to use the same K platform, but I think it's going to be more heavily modified. And here are the reasons why. What I'm hearing is that the new RAV4 will be hybrid only in North America, and there are probably going to be other markets where it still can come with the 2.5 liter naturally aspirated 4-cylinder. All right, so since we're talking about powertrains, and we're going to go down the deep end on this, we need to talk about the base powertrain, which is the hybrid. So this is typically what we see on other Toyota and Lexus models. However, the Camry just updated it in its own way. So the Camry comes out with a 5th generation hybrid, which is just a slight tweaking of the 4th generation. In theory, the 5th generation gives you a little bit more beefed up electric motors and electrical output to those motors to help with acceleration from a stop. That's the main difference. So we are going to see probably, well, okay, so the Camry I think has 236 horsepower in all-wheel drive. The RAV4, we'll see, it could be standard all-wheel drive. Maybe they also have a front-wheel drive hybrid as well. Time will tell. At least 236 horsepower from the all-wheel drive model, if not more. We see about 246 horsepower from the Sienna and Highlander and Grand Highlander hybrid, somewhere in there. So 246 horse. So that's about where it peaks out with the 2.5 liter hybrid system. So 235 to 245 horsepower is what you're going to see on the base RAV4. It is hybrid only going forward. Well, should I say electrified only going forward. We will have a new Prime. Now, I'm not hearing any differences with the current Prime in terms of power numbers. However, they can get pretty spicy with it if they want to. For example, like this 550h Plus, which has a more powerful e-axle in the back, they could put this in the Prime so you get more electrified power to the rear wheels instead of this dinky 54 horsepower motor that is not, I mean, it still does front wheel drive burnouts, the RAV4 Prime. So if we're able to get this sort of e-axle power in the back, we're going to be in a good company. Now, the thing is, it won't increase the horsepower a whole lot more. And the reason is we're limited to the output of the battery pack. Speaking of battery packs, will it still use the 18.1 kilowatt hour battery? And the answer is probably. However, this is a huge change. The RAV4 will be sourcing its battery packs, like all of them, including the plug-in hybrid Primes, from North America. We have the new battery assembly plant coming online in North Carolina in 2025. That's a really good time for it to coincide with the new RAV4 going hybrid only. And at that battery plant, I think they have around 10 lines. I think 8 of those 10 lines are going to be for hybrids and plug-in hybrids, and 2 of those lines are going to be for battery electric. RAV4 hybrid base, around 240 horsepower. You have a RAV4 Prime, which hopefully gets a more powerful rear motor. And then you're also going to have a potential, and this is what I'm hearing, so take this with a grain of salt, and this could just be for the North American market, but potentially coming out of the Indiana plant is a new electric vehicle, fully battery electric, and it could be a replacement for the BZ4X, and that would make sense to me for a myriad of different reasons. But it could also be a fully battery electric RAV4. What would they call it? Would they call it, I mean, if the Prime is a plug-in hybrid, would they call it the RAV4 electric? Look, we had a 2 generations of RAV4 electric, right? In the years past, right? I think the 2nd generation was co-developed with Tesla, if I remember right. So we could see the return of a new RAV4 electric. And then the sky's the limit on the powertrains on that. You know, we know Toyota has this 107 kilowatt motor in the back. They can also put that on the front. That's what we see in the all-wheel drive BZ4X. So it could be as simple as that. However, I think Toyota would be smart into having the electric version be the range topping in terms of acceleration. So we have the Prime, which does 0 to 60 in about 5.7 seconds, if I remember right, somewhere in there. Fully electric RAV4 hopefully has something more like 300 plus horsepower like we see in the RZ, like from Lexus. And if it does, it will do 0 to 60 in 4.8, 4.9, somewhere in there. So that would be a nice power jump, or it's not necessarily a power jump. It's just that since it's fully electrified power on fully electric, it's able to put down that power earlier. So you're able to get better acceleration. So that would be my expectations, but it would be great to also get more power out of it as well. Maybe something like, was it 300 kilowatts, which would be 400 horsepower. That would be amazing, but they would have to do a lot of reworkings in the Lexus lineup to make that vehicle make sense. Which, by the way, I'm hearing that there's also going to be a new electric Lexus coming out of the Indiana plant in the future. I don't have timetables for this, but my guess would be 2025, 2026, somewhere in there for the electric variants of the RAV4 and a new Lexus electric. Maybe it's the HZ that's been trademarked, and that has multiple powertrains as well. I think it's HZ 350E, 450E, and 550E. So pretty exciting there. And if the RAV4 electric comes out, what's the point of this outdated BZ4X? I think they would discontinue the BZ4X. That's just my opinion, at least for our market. Remember, the BZ4X does not qualify for any sort of EV tax credit because it is built in Japan. Get that off the market. Get the RAV4 electric here based. It's not going to be on a new platform. It's going to be on that modified K platform, and that's why I'm thinking that this is going to be a far more modified version compared to what we saw in the Camry's redesign. The K platform has to now be more highly updated to account for this RAV4 electric. So rest in peace, BZ4X is what I want to see, and we get an EV tax credit on the RAV4 electric in 2026 timeframe would be my guess. All right, because I think it's going to launch obviously with the hybrid Prime to roll out after that, and then it would probably have an electric version. All right, so now with the powertrains out of the way, I want to talk about software. I am hearing that the new RAV4 is going to be the first vehicle ever to feature Toyota's new Arene software. This is like going from pre-internet to internet in terms of technology and testing and improvements. So what is Arene going to do? Well, I hear it's going to be pretty basic on the RAV4. It's not going to launch with all the features, but here's the thing. It will have all the features in the future. From my understanding, it's like a phone launching without an app store, but when the app store comes online, it will be able to update that phone. So this new RAV4 is supposed to be lifetime over-the-air updatable. And that is going, I mean, Toyota, here's the thing. Already Toyota has kind of this reputation, and rightfully so, as being future-proof because they are very reliable, usually. Now that the RAV4 and other vehicles being launched after that are going to be software defined, not only do you have the hardware there that is durable and has a long-lasting shelf life, it is also going to have that updatability, improvability on the fly indefinitely because, over-the-air updates finally coming. And it's not just going to be for software, guys. Toyota currently has over-the-air updates for their current software. This is over-the-air updates for every single piece of the vehicle. It will be able to be improved and updated upon in the coming years as they work out bugs in the system and they improve the safety systems. And this will also allow Toyota to make some money on the software too. If you want this new update, I'm not saying the over-the-air updates won't be free. I think the ones crucial to safety probably, as well as the functionality of the car, I think that's going to be free and standard. But if you want certain aspects of the car, maybe it's a new headlight jingle. You walk up to the car, maybe it's a new sound for your lock and unlock. Maybe it's a new dance for your headlights or taillights. Things like that I can see Toyota charging for on their Arene app store. But that's not going to be probably available at launch, but that's something fun to look forward to. And maybe some new animations or something with the LED ambient lights on the inside, stuff like that. But yeah, the software has the ability on the inside, of course, to radically evolve, update, and stay fresh as the vehicle gets older. And I think we'll also see better phone integration with the car. I think we'll see a next step up and probably a digital key. So that will be pretty cool. And yeah, wireless Android Auto, Apple CarPlay are still going to be a part of it. Toyota's not going to get rid of that, I don't believe. If they do, that's really dumb. General Motors is getting tons of blowback on their electric vehicles and the lack of Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. So, all right, here's the thing. Where's the RAV4 going to start out with pricing? All right, if we look where the current hybrid sits at, it starts at $31,000. I think Toyota's going to be close to that for starting price. It probably will go up just as a result of a new generation. But when we saw the Corolla hybrid get the 5th generation Toyota hybrid system, it actually got cheaper. And now that pretty much all these battery packs will be more sourced in America than ever before, maybe that makes it cheaper as well. So I'm still thinking low 30s for the hybrid LE. And of course, it'll top out around $40,000 for the limited hybrid or the XSE hybrid. When we talk about the Prime, well, we know the Prime starts at 43. It's probably going to go up. Oh man, I don't want it to go up. Here's the thing. I think the Prime needs to be more highly available. It needs to have more trim levels, which I think it will, because we're just going to have more battery packs for the first time in forever. Since the battery packs are being sourced here, there's always that chance it can come in cheaper. And that's what I'm hoping. You know, the Prius, let's see here. If I pull up the Prius spreadsheet, what's the premium they're charging here for the Prime model? If we look at the base price of the Prius here in 2024 with destination, if we look at the Prius SE plug-in hybrid, the Prime, coming in at $33,645. We divide that by the base price of the LE hybrid. It costs about 17% more for the Prime. How much more is the current RAV4 Prime costing over the entry-level regular hybrid? Well, $43,440, and this is not including destination. But we're going to divide that, $31,475. It's a 38% price increase. I know there's more components here with the all-wheel drive system, a bigger battery, but it should be something more like 17% more expensive than the base hybrid, in my opinion. So what is 17%? It's about $36,000. Could we see the Prime starting that cheap? Probably not, but I think it needs to be in order to get the recognition it deserves, in order for people to get their hands and feet wet into a Toyota's fantastic plug-in hybrid systems. So here's the thing. I think the battery pack could also go up. There's something that just dawned on me for the Prime, because Toyota needs to be able to achieve 50 miles of electric range on hybrid mode, or should I say electric mode, for upcoming California emissions. So we could see the new RAV4 Prime crack 50 miles of electric range. And in order to do that, we're going to have to see some new wizardry and also just a larger battery pack, more than likely, which is already a pretty big plug-in hybrid battery pack. All right, and lastly, availability, guys. When should you expect the new RAV4 to be announced and available? I think it's going to mirror Camry. The Camry was announced at the LA Auto Show this year. I announced it for you guys. It was a lot of fun. And media first drive is this spring, and availability is this spring. I think it's going to be the exact same thing for the RAV4 here. I think we're going to have RAV4 announcement, LA Auto Show, and it's going to be a big splash. Like, the Camry is exciting, but the RAV4 is their number one seller. So this is going to be like the year of the RAV4 in 2025, because it'll be announced at the end of 2024, available spring 2025 is my guess. Plug-in hybrid probably available as soon as that battery plant gets online in North Carolina, so that might be a little bit later in the year, and probably the RAV4 electric might be launched in 2026. And I think that is great, because the longer the RAV4 electric takes to launch, the better, in my opinion. We'll have better availability of it, but also the next generation of e-axles, the second gen or third gen, should be out in 2025, 2026. So we'll have smaller e-axles, smaller motors. So you could put a more powerful rear motor in the Rav4 Prime, and of course the Rav4 Electric. So it reduces the weight, increases the power density, and then will also increase interior space. I think that would really help out the next generation Rav4 Prime and Rav4 Electric. So we'll see how those are equipped with that electric motor and segmented in the future. But that's about it, guys. I'm going to shut it down there. To sum it up, I think it's going to be even more boxy and more off-road looking. That's just my take. Interior, I don't think they need to change it a whole lot, but we will see all new Arene software on the screens. It's going to be a game changer. It's still going to be on the same K platform, but heavily modified so it can adopt updated plug-in hybrid as well as fully electric variants. It should be assembled, I didn't talk about this, it should be assembled mainly in Canada, except the Rav4 Electric in Indiana is what I'm expecting. And yes, the Rav4 Prime will be for the first time assembled here in North America is what I'm expecting, instead of being limited to the importation of the Japanese created models, now that we have our own battery packs being assembled in North America. It is going to be fully hybrid. You're not going to have a base gasoline engine like a naturally aspirated 2.5 liter. Base is going to be hybrid, 2.5 liter, around 230 some horsepower. There's going to be a Prime. Hopefully it's an updated Prime with improved motors, improved battery capacity, improved range, improved acceleration. And then you're also going to have a fully electric variant potentially coming probably by the end of 2026 would be my guess. And pricing, it should be starting in the low 30s like it currently is. Hopefully we get better pricing on the Prime with it being built here stateside, and it look towards the BZ4X sort of pricing for the Rav4 Electric. Yes, the return of the Rav4 Electric. I'm getting my fingers crossed for that. Again, take everything with a grain of salt, except for this. I think availability is going to be early to mid 2025 as the 2026 model. And I think you can write home with the announcement being at the LA Auto Show. I think that's about as good as gospel with pricing and availability. And I think the hybrid only, at least for here in North America, other markets are different. Hybrid only is about as good as gospel as well. All the other stuff, take it with a grain of salt. I have pretty good sources. They're not always correct, but that's okay because things change. But take what you want out of this. Say this is the Toyota cafeteria and you're picking things from the buffet stand, and you get to pick and choose at this point in time. What I am saying is either real or false, or it's a possibility. So I'll see you guys down below. What do you think about everything I shared with you guys today? Any surprises? Anything that you wish I talked about but I didn't? I feel like I covered everything. I'll see you guys in the comment section, and I cannot wait for the new Rav4. I think it's going to really shake things up in the industry. Not only is it a new Rav4, but it's the new Toyota, being a software-defined vehicle, fully updatable over the air. This is the beginning of a new Toyota, ladies and gentlemen, and it is very, very exciting. I'll catch you guys in the comments, like I said, and have a great day. Have a great holiday season. If you're watching this at the end of 2023, if you're in 2024, have a great new year. Catch you in the next one.